We all know the Department of Justice and the FBI is corrupt. You agree
Yes.
with that, right?
Wholeheartedly.
Okay. So I think any clear-thinking person understands the corruption that is seeped
Yes.
into the Department of Justice and the world's most powerful investigative agency, the FBI. Are you going to defund the Department of Justice? How? I know you'll fire Merrick Garland, you'll bring in your own guy. Understand that. But it's the bureaucrats within,
Yes.
not the unelected people, that have really,
That's right.
really corrupted the agencies. How are you going to deal with that?
So you're correct about that. Let's start with the FBI, Bill. I will shut down the FBI. It's not just about replacing Christopher Wray. We have to shut the entire institution down because its culture is part of what actually creates that rot. People say, is this practical? The answer is yes, it is. There's 35,000 employees at the FBI. 15,000 of them are agents on the front lines. We will reorganize them to the U.S. Marshals, which isn't corrupted in the same way, which is on the front lines of the child trafficking problem in this country. We'll put them at the DEA, fighting the fentanyl epidemic, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network at the U.S. Treasury, with actual expertise in white-collar crime. But the 20,000 bureaucrats that report into the J. Edgar Hoover building of the FBI, they're going to be fired and have to find honest work in the private sector. That's how we actually drive that change, where other Republicans will say, hey, I'll fire Christopher Wray. You're missing the point. You had James Comey before, you'll have James Comey 2.0 afterwards. You have to shut down the bureaucracy itself when the bureaucracy itself is as rotten as it's become. And your comments suggest to me you understand that.
I get it. But it's a 2 to 3 year rebuild. Look,
it's not a rebuild. It's a reorg. Actually.
All right, whatever. It's 2 to 3 years before you can get all of that in motion.
I think it's 1 year. It's 1 year. We'll be done by the end of 2025.
I don't think everybody has your kind of energy. Mexico is a threat to the United States because the cartels pretty much run the country. How would you deal with Mexico to stop the narcotics and the human trafficking? Specifically.
Yes. So one thing we got to observe, it's an opportunity, is there's a 2024 election in Mexico. AMLO, that's the current president of Mexico, Obrador, he's been a disaster. He has embraced what's called the hugs, not bullets policy towards the cartels. And I believe that much of the Mexican government is captured by the cartels. But there's an opportunity. Claudia Sheinbaum is likely the person who's going to win that election. But whoever it is, let's say it's Claudia. I'm going to have a call with Claudia early in 2025, likely in February 2025, and have a serious, straight conversation. No mincing words, straight talk here. For a tiny fraction, and I mean tiny, we've done the math on this, we're talking single-digit percentages potentially, of what we will have spent in Ukraine by that point in time. For that tiny fraction, we will help Mexico regain its sovereignty from the Mexican drug cartels, because that's a problem for Americans here in the U.S.
You bet.
And we're going to help them solve that problem, but if she doesn't want to do it, we're going to solve the problem one way or another. I will use our own military.
Would you designate the cartels as terror groups? And you need to read my book, Killing the Killers, by the way, because then you could go and do it. All right, final question about you.
And you can also use our own military as an easier first step, Bill. Just put the military on our own southern border.
Oh, absolutely.
The wall was not enough.
Absolutely.
Because there's tunnels underneath the wall. Use our own military at the southern border.
But that still doesn't solve the cartel Mexico problem.
No, that's the first step.
You got to take those guys out.
And then we'll help Mexico do it. And if not, we will get in there and get the job done ourselves.
I like it. The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped a whopping 20%. 2023 could be worse. You are right to be worried. So call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I've been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today, and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers and have the highest rating in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.